Hello students, I hope everyone is doing fine. Our lesson for today is about separation techniques of homogeneous mixtures. In this lesson, we are going to indicate the separation techniques of homogeneous mixtures. To remember, in our previous lesson, we talked about the separation techniques of heterogeneous mixtures. They are decantation, centrifuging, and filtration. The keywords that we should pay attention to in this lesson is resolve a mixture, which means separate its constituents. So what's a homogeneous mixture? A homogeneous mixture is a mixture of substances blended so thoroughly that you cannot see individual substances. So they are mixtures of one phase. The techniques used to separate heterogeneous mixtures do not allow to resolve homogeneous mixtures. For this reason, chemists used other separation techniques based on changes of physical state to separate the components of homogeneous mixtures. So these techniques used in heterogeneous mixtures cannot be used in homogeneous mixtures. We should use different separation techniques like simple distillation, crystallization, and chromatography. So first, let's talk about simple distillation. In simple distillation, we use this technique. We have this is a condenser. We have a flask here and another flask here, and the homogeneous mixture is placed here. For example, salt and water. We evaporate the water. Here, the water goes out. The water vapor, and here we have cold water. When the water vapor goes out, it passes through the cold water here, and it condenses again and goes in this flask. And the salt remains here in this flask. Since it's not volatile, it does not evaporate. So the salt remains here, and the water is here. So here we separate salt and water. Crystallization. Now let's talk about crystallization. In this experiment, we need a glass rod, a dish, copper sulfate, a Bunsen burner and a beaker, a tripod stand, a wash bottle, and distilled water. In a beaker, we put copper sulfate and we add distilled water. And we're still using a rod. Then we put a solution, and then we also add copper sulfate and we mix. We put them in this china dish and place it on this gas, and we start stirring. As we see here, the water evaporated and the crystal are formed here at the bottom of this beaker. So the distilled water evaporated and the crystals remained. In this way, we separated water from copper sulfate. Now let's talk about chromatography. Here we have a filter paper and 4 different colors of ink. We draw on the paper the 4 different at the same point, and we add the solution. As we see, the 4 colors are traveling at the same level. And now we see that each color has traveled in different distances.